Hello everyone, welcome to episode 22 of this Minecraft series. In the last episode, we had a very successful end raiding trip. And in today's episode, we are going to be getting the smelter thing finished. And it's pretty damn close. All of the systems are in place for the redstone of this part. The only actual redstone we've got to do is get the flying machine set up. Everything else is just building and, you know, surrounding things in, making sure everything looks nice. I mean, we had a very successful end raid. I still need to make up the shulker boxes. I still need to make up a bunch of different things. Still have to name a few things, but first things first, I want to get this finished because right now it's a little bit of an eyesore. Also, I keep falling down here whenever I try to start the intros because I look back, I go to step back, and suddenly I've fallen down. So, yeah, I need to get this fixed, like, pronto. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... First things first, I'm going to get the smeltery part done. All I've got to do is wall it in, make it look nice. I've got a plan. I'm going to put stone bricks across this wall. I'm going to have a strip of glass. Either I haven't quite yet decided if I want to use regular glass or tinted glass. But I'm gonna have to actually, well, we'll use probably regular glass or light grey glass actually. But I will have that across the furnaces, so that we get an indicator of when things are running. Especially considering that this is the first furnace that actually picks up items. So that's actually a very good way of knowing. And once we've got this wall in place, I'll bring you guys back and explain my plan for this area. So yeah, so we're gonna go with we're gonna get on with that now. And I'll speak to you in a minute. Well, actually, I'll probably speak through the time lapse a bit, but I will me at time of recording will speak to you in a minute. Fucking time traveling bullshit. Okay. I do end up using the furnaces to smelt up some stuff that I'm going to need for the walls, and I also end up sorting out a bunch of the stuff that I got from I did a very long mining trip, so I get that sorted out a bit. Then I go around and start putting the wall back in, which I expected the smeltery to take a lot longer to get, like, make it look pretty. It really didn't. I had to put in a wall and then fill in a few blocks here and there where you could still see the gap through the hoppers, as you can see there. Now, I have left that little strip of blocks in front of the furnaces empty because, as I mentioned in episode 19 at some point, I do eventually put some stained glass there. I go with light grey because it fits quite nicely. That way, I did see a texture pack that animates furnaces in the way that other blocks are animated, and I will be getting that, so it will look even cooler later. Okay, so nearly got there. I need to figure out which block that is, but I'll do that while I'm talking. We are pretty much there. This one, I assume. Put that there. Just for precaution's sake, I'm also going to put it around there like that. But I'm pretty sure that should be enough now. And we should, hopefully, have the smelter part all finished off. Yes, look at that. Input, output. It's all neatly tucked in there. Wonderful. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a second hopper minecart. Oh, do we even have a hopper? No. Okay. Let's make one. Make up a second hopper minecart. Like that. Okay. I'm actually going to put the hopper minecarts in last, because right now there is literally no point in having them just going. Because they're not actually doing anything. They would just be making noise. You know what I could do? This is obscenely complicated. I could hook up a redstone block to, like, say, the closest powered rail. So like to these ones. So that the minecart would stop on them. And then I can have the powered rail switch them on when we need them to be on. So we don't have to hear the minecarts going constantly. That actually is a very smart idea. I am going to do that. I am very much going to do that, actually. I will also hook it up to this one. Yeah, I'll hook it up to this one as well. I'll hook it up to... put you there. You bugger that up, so I will put it below. There we go. So yeah. Okay. So actually, with that idea in mind, I'm going to get to work on that. So the smelter isn't actually done. I lied. Sorry. Okay, so what am I going to need? I'm going to need 3 sticky pistons, 3 blocks of redstone. 3 sticky pistons. Where are you guys? Oh, you guys are connected because of that one. Huh. So if I was to replace that with a regular rail, I can then have a redstone block with a piston, say, from back in here. Maybe. Yeah, it's going to have to be... I could push it across from this side, actually. We'll push it across from this side. So we'll have a piston there, 2 pistons there on that side, and we'll have 1 piston running from this side, which we can put up... We could... I'll figure it out. I'm going to figure it out, but I like that idea because it means that we don't have to hear the hopper minecarts running all the time, which is a very good idea in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to... I'll bring you guys back once I've done that. Now, this is where I start getting... My mind starts going a little bit fucky. Because for a second there I think, oh, I'll make pistons. And I think, oh, wait, no, I won't need pistons. I do end up using pistons. It just works the best. Setting up where certain bits and pieces are going to go, because what I do is by having the power for the powered rails directly on. Now I do plan on doing it on the flat ones, however I actually need to do it on a slope, so I do shift around the placement of them a little bit later. But by doing that, I can effectively turn off the hopper minecarts, so we don't have to hear them all the time. It did take me a little bit to figure out where I could put a lever that would look nice, and for a second I couldn't think of one, and I legitimately considered doing a hopper lock. I found a nice place to put the lever. I did like 3 hopper locks for a project a while ago. Don't ever want to do one again. Don't ever want to do one again. Who knows, maybe I'll show off that world at one point. Or maybe I'll do something similar in this world. Who knows? I mean, we're going to build an underwater base at some point, so, yeah, who knows? I did try and do an observer connection, but then I realized, oh wait, no, wait a minute, that is a single pulse. A constant pulse. So I had to do a line, little staircase. Well, staircases are a lot easier to do with redstone than minecart tracks, so that wasn't really an issue. What did take me a little bit was getting everything connected. But these little tunnels around the back, I have left as they are. I haven't locked them in, which is actually incredibly useful for keeping an eye on the redstone and making sure that it's working. And I highly recommend leaving a service tunnel of sorts. I do leave a proper service tunnel all the way down to the bottom of the bamboo farm. It's so helpful. It's so helpful. But yeah, that's when I realized they need to be on a slope. So I just go back and change that. It's really no big issue, and it's very easy. I mean, I have to reshuffle around some of the track and some of the repeaters, but it is really not a big deal in the long scheme of things. Okay, so look at that. We've actually gone ahead and done it. I did momentarily consider a rather overcomplicated hopper lock because I couldn't figure out where to put a lever. But I actually have figured out a spot now. Switch it on. We should hear the hopper minecarts go. Yep. Switch it off. And they'll stop. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So, now that that's in place, first of all, I'm going to empty that. So now that that's in place, we can actually get to work on the inn here. Now, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to get the roof finished, which for the minute is just, at the minute it's very plain. I am going to add in some logs and mossy and other bits and pieces, but I want to get the actual walls in first, because I also need to get these walls in. I also need to get the flying machine in. Also, there's a lot still to do. So first things first, I'm going to get the flying machine in. And then I'm not going to I'll activate it once to make sure it works. And then I'm going to do the walls, the roof, I want to put a little glass panel across the top here. And then I will go through, put the bamboo in. And then we should be done. And fingers crossed, it should work. And we should have an auto smelter with its own fuel farm. Provided that it all works as intended. Which, to be honest, at this point, there's a fairly 50-50 chance for either outcome. So yeah, so we are going to, we're going to get started on that, and I will, at time of recording, present me will bring you. We'll speak to you again once we've done that. You'll probably speak to future me, who's probably going to voice over the recordings because time's weird. Okay, yeah. See you in a bit. Now, the big part. The flying machine. Now, as I believe I've either mentioned before or I mentioned at the end of the video, I'm using a design from one Dusty Dude, and I will leave a link to that video in the description below. I did make our flying machine one block bigger, because I had the space for it. But other than that, it's basically identical. So that's why there are some of these odd pauses here and there. It does take me a minute to figure it out. For example, the observers need to be on opposite blocks to the pistons. Yeah, didn't clock that for quite a while. But, you know, we got there in the end, which I'm quite proud of. Especially since this is my first ever flying machine that I've ever made. And now that I've made one flying machine, I know how they work, and I should be able to make more flying machines, which opens up a lot of very interesting opportunities. Now for a second, I do think that he doesn't use sticky pistons because I'm used to having the texture that shows them on the side, but no, he does use sticky pistons. So, you know, it takes me a little bit to get this flying machine stuff, but it is so worth it. It is so cool to look at. And just here going along the base while we're doing other stuff. Now, something that I do end up doing, I don't remember if I do this, like, during the time lapse or, like, later. But I do end up putting that on a switch so that I can turn the flying machine on and off. So that we don't have to have it going at all times, which is quite nice. But as you can see, we finally get the flying machine working. Very proud of that. Very, very proud of that. I don't quite know when we're going to make another one, but we know how to make them now. But now I go around and I start digging out the walls so I can replace them with stone bricks. One major positive of all of digging out that we've been doing is that we have plenty of cobblestone for whenever we want to make castles, which we will be making eventually. I have a fire in me to make a castle, and now that I've got shulker boxes, we can actually get started on the farms. So I think episode 23, we're definitely just going to be doing the village trading hall because I need to get easier access to stuff like mending, and I also need easier access to a few other bits and pieces. Episode 24, I'm not certain yet. It might be more villager stuff, it might be more trading hall stuff, it might be more detailing, or we might actually get started on the industrial district. Or farming district, or whatever you want to call it. Now what I do is I use stone brick, just like the walls above, but I put a row of furnaces along the middle. Now that is because when the slime blocks touch the wall, I need it so that they don't end up dragging all of the blocks in the wall along with them. Easiest way to accomplish it is to make sure that they touch a non-movable block. A furnace is one of those, and it is also probably the most easiest accessible. Chests are also unmovable, but as is obsidian, leaves, and a few other bits and pieces. But furnaces, they were the most easily obtainable right here, and they also fit quite nicely. Now, something that I do eventually do is I end up putting a ring of glowstone around both the very bottom level and the very top level. That way the bamboo farm actually has a light for all of the bamboo to grow, which is very important. But you know, it's a bamboo farm. The bamboo should be growing in the bamboo farm, or else it's a pretty shit farm. But again, like I mentioned, I believe in episode 19, I don't variate stuff in this episode, but I will do that off camera at some point. Up putting in a border of deep slate, which I do actually end up variating the deep slate. Funnily enough, it's the only thing that I do variate. I use deep slate tiles, polished, and bricks. But this adds as both a little bit of a buffer in the walls, and it's also a continuation of the floor. What I then start doing is I start putting the lime green stained glass. Clear glass may have been the smarter move in order to see more, but I like how lime green fitted, so we stayed with it. I did end up using a fuck ton of glass though, but that's fine because I totally didn't forget about the fact that we still have like 3.5 stacks of sand in a chest somewhere, and I totally didn't go off and mine another like 3 stacks. No, that's totally not what I do right here. Totally not. But anyway, and the reason I have mining fatigue here is because I went to go and get the boat back. Because when we left the end city, we actually left the boat over there. So I went and got it back. Quick bucket of milk fixes that right up. Now, it takes me a little bit to decide, but I decide not to detail the service tunnels because we're not going to be in there that much. I'd like them to feel like they're, you know, well, service tunnels, rather than like a very nice corridor. I just have ladders going up, or at least I do eventually put ladders there, and I put a trapdoor in there as well. And I also put in a door out to the level that the bamboo actually grows at, purely so that we have a way to get on there in case we need to repair the flying machine, or whatever. Now, right now, and for the past few episodes, the chest sorting has been a little bit, well, atrocious. You'll be very pleased to hear that, off camera, I have actually resorted all of the chests. So those will be present in episode 23, which will go up, hopefully, provided nothing fucks up, which unfortunately has happened quite a bit recently. Fingers crossed that should go up on the Monday after this episode goes up. Where, like I said, we'll be doing the villager trading. For that, we're going to need a zombifying chamber, a purifying chamber, and some little spots for all of those villagers to go. Which should be, fingers crossed, relatively easy to set up. And hopefully won't take 2 episodes. I don't mind if it takes the whole episode like the bridge, I just really hope it doesn't take multiple. But yeah, so we finish up the roof, we've got the walls done, we've got the floor done, and at this point the only thing I really need to do now is put in the lighting, and also hook up a on-off switch for the flying machine. but that is easily done. That's just running a redstone current to one of the trapdoor things, and like I said, easily done. I did plan on variating, but I eventually decided not to. Like I said, I was starting to run out of steam a little bit, because it did take us a little bit to find the end. And at this point, I had been recording for, I think about 3 hours, maybe 4, don't quite remember. So I just decided to put in the lights and call it there. But like I said, I've said like 3 times already, I'm going to variate this stuff off camera at some point when I get a chance, which will probably be either this, maybe not this. I don't quite know when I'll do it. I'll do it at some point. I'll figure something out. It'll be fine. I don't quite know why I went for glowstone. It just felt different enough to redstone lamps, and I was getting very tired of doing redstone stuff. Granted, redstone lamps would have probably looked better, but I was getting a bit sick and tired of redstone. So glowstone was a nice alternative. I did end up having to go and gather more glowstone a few times, but that was pretty easily done. I also ended up putting a door in there, because I think it's quite nice. And we do the good old-fashioned trick of putting an upside-down staircase on the other side of the door, so it just feels nicer. See, now that I've mentioned it, all I can think about is building that damn castle. We might be making that a lot sooner than I anticipated. I want to make a bunch of farms on this world. And something I should note, now that we're starting to get pre-releases for 1.19, I should probably note this. I have no plans for resetting when it goes to 1.19. I I think we're just going to continue until I'm at a point where I'm happy with this world, and then I will start a new one. That being said, we will continue into 1.19 with this world. We will just, you know, it just won't generate nearby, so it will generate a fair bit out. But that's fine. We can easily get out there now that we have an Elytra. I haven't gotten bored of this world yet, which is interesting. And I think that might be because I have so many ideas for it. You know, so don't worry. This even though 1.19 is coming out soon, this world isn't going anywhere. We're gonna keep on working on this one. I'm both a little bit disappointed, but also still quite excited for 1.19. I don't think it should be called the Wild Update anymore. It should be called Caves and Cliffs Part 3. If it was the Wild Update, it would definitely have more biome stuff, and they wouldn't have cut half the content that they said they were originally going to add. It really feels like they said, well, actually, no, we've got to work on the Deep Dark, so we're going to completely forget about the actual wild part of the Wild Update. Little bit annoying. That being said, I'm still looking forward to it, mainly because of the stuff that you can do with sculpt blocks. I also really like the look of mud bricks. Something about the color and everything about it just gets my building brain firing on all synapses, and I have so many ideas for it. So the second 1.19 comes out, we are going to be doing a fuck ton of building. Like, I can just see that mud brick pairing really nicely with deep slate and dark prismarine and dark oak and skulk and warped wood. I'm putting that all in, and like moss would probably also fit in quite well. I'm putting that all in some sort of hidden grotto magic-y place. It's gonna be fun. Okay, I am 90% sure that this place is fully working. Everywhere, even the darker spots, have a light level of 10. I think there was only one spot that had a 9. The flying machine works. The hopper minecarts are in. The minecart system works. The service tunnels are in. The service tunnels work. The furnace system is in. The furnace works. Fuck, wait, I need to... Oh, no, wait, because the lever's over here. Now... See how it goes. It's not going to get the ones at the back, is it? No. Okay. I'll need to go in and clear that, but... yeah, it won't get the ones at the back, so I will have to go in and get rid of them. But... you know what? That's worked. Like, that is worked. But yes, so we've just got to get rid of the ones at the back. Well, I mean, technically these ones did get trimmed. So I guess it's technically only these ones for max efficiency and all that. So I guess that on this side, it's these ones that need to go. Lay up. Wait, you. It's a little bit concerning that that one hasn't been picked up yet. Actually, it's very concerning that those ones haven't been picked up. Maybe it was full. Ah, it might have been full. Because it seems to be going through now and picking stuff up. I just want to make sure. Oh, yes, okay. Let's go run down. Yes, okay. Good. And the middle ones are starting to grow. Yes, even some of the dark spots. Cool. So, if we now go downstairs, thanks to the service tunnels, that should... okay, I need to take that out. But, look at that. That alone is roughly, just nearly 5 stacks of bamboo. From the first switch. And I've made it so that I can switch this part on and off. And while I'm not doing it at the minute, I have made it so that actually we'll switch these on for a bit. We'll let these minecarts go and do their thing for a bit. Oh, why aren't you? Oh, I got rid of the torch that was there. It's fine. There you go. On your pop. On your pop, lad. So you're running back and forth just fine. Yep. You know, we're gonna run downstairs and just check that is filling up cleanly. It should be. Everything should have gone to plan. You should now be down here. Currently filling up. Top is clear. It's gonna do that. Yes! Okay. It works. That is... oh my god, I hate that I built this, but at the same time, I love that it works. Oh my god, yeah, okay. Alright. We're on a roll. Here we go. This is excellent. And yes. Yes, it's distributing the fucking bamboo. Yes! Okay, I'm gonna switch this back on. Luckily, we shouldn't have to do it that much if each fucking swing is nearly a full fucking hopper's worth of bamboo. Like, Jesus Christ. It's also really cool just to watch it. Oh, I'm feeling really good about all of this. The flying machine design I got from... hang on, give me a second. I'll find the actual video that I used. From Dusty Dude, and I will leave a link to that video in the description below. I've extended it a bit. His is 1 block smaller. I made ours 1 block bigger because I wanted a bigger farm. And I also changed up. I've used furnaces. He uses leaf blocks. Any sort of immovable, any sort of immovable block would work. So furnaces, obsidian, any block that can hold an item. So a furnace, a chest, a barrel, a hopper, anything like that is an immovable object on Java. It isn't on Bedrock, but it is on Java. So, so any of that would have worked. Leaves also, but then, yeah, so, yeah, leaves are also immovable. Wow. I am just impressed that it works. Also, I like seeing the bamboo just get, like, absolutely fucking shot across the fucking... That's fucking hilarious. I love it. Ah, yes! Okay. Alright. Right, this is good. This is really good. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna switch it on. Real quick. It's honestly not that loud. And the minecarts aren't too bad either. Wow. I am fucking ecstatic. That is... Wow. Okay. I've got to do a bit of sorting out because I've got to, you know, the chests, especially these ones over here that are a little bit oh, we had sand. No, I went to mine like 4 stacks of sand, and I didn't realize we had sand. Oh, to be fair though, I also forgot we had wood already. Yeah, so I'm going to, first of all, I'm gonna run in here and just switch that off. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sort out all of the chests. Wow, I am just fucking, yes, holy shit, it worked. It worked. I think what we're going to do next is get a villager trading hall set up, because I want to get mending on most of my gear. And then probably start setting up the industrial area, which will start with draining the desert monument, draining the ocean monument, building the guardian farm. Then once I've got that in place, I'm going to build an iron farm and a few other things there. Including a slime farm with the slime chunk and a about as auto of a geode farm as you can get. But yeah, I'm going to spend some time now just sorting out all of our chests and stuff. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.